it is very important to learn these Google Forms, because many people use these forms in their day-to-day lives. Like they can prepare tests, they can conduct quizzes or survey forms, something like that. So these Google Forms are important. So just the hosting part and creating these Google Forms are left. But if you all want to learn something specific, I think so in the previous lecture, one person had told me how to add a sort of a banner, or else an alert box over here when you enter your browser. So you can do that using jQuery. Okay, this JavaScript doesn't allow you to do that, so it will be a bit complicated to add that. If you want just a ready-made code, okay, I can just give you a ready-made code which you can just add in your index.html, and whenever the person clicks on it, and when the index.html loads, what will happen, that that banner will be seen. And there was one more thing which I wanted to show you all, how to remove these numbers. You saw that there were numbers in my slider. Okay, I have an image over here, there was this number 1 being displayed, and then if I go there, next in my next image, there was another number being displayed. So I found a way to get rid of these numbers through your CSS file only. So have you all styled anything in the CSS for your slider? Is there anything regarding the CSS in your sliders? If you go in your CSS, style.css, have you all styled your slider in the CSS? You'll have this code, Corsel space cell before, and then there's some code, and then there's this Corsel styling over here. You'll have this. If not, then just let me know. Just check whether you'll have it or not, so that I can tell you all where exactly you all need to make this change. Okay, okay, but the slider is being seen, right, in your browser? Okay, okay. So I'll share this code in the chat box. All right, I'll share this code in the chat box. Make sure you
Sir?
all, yes.
And can you private chat the entire script to me?
Pardon?
Can you also, after you paste that, can you do the entire thing to me? Can you paste the entire thing to me?
Or for this Corsel cell,
No, sir, for the entire style sheet.
the entire style sheet. I believe you all have the entire style sheet. If you all want the entire style sheet, I can share that now also or later on also. But I'll share it when the entire session gets over. I'll share the entire folder which I have created, so that you all have my code with you all. So right now, if I share it, then if I make change in sort of your folder and in the code, what will happen is you all won't be able to have that file. So it's better if I just send the entire folder to you all when the session gets over. So I've sent something in the chat box. Make sure you all copy it and paste it in your style.css. Just do that much and let me know if the numbers have gone. Has everyone received this code which I've sent?
Yes, we have received.
Okay, okay. So the code which I've sent is just to get rid of this number which we were seeing before. You remember there was some number being displayed for that. So if the number doesn't go, just let me know. So did it go, the number, or it's still there? The number in the slider. And others who have just joined, just let me know if y'all were able to add a slider to your document. If y'all don't have this slider in your document, just let me know so that I can show y'all how to go about. So if I just refresh, this is an automatic slider. It keeps on sliding automatically. And then you have buttons for controlling it. You can go back, you can go front and stuff like that. So see, it's moving automatically. If I just hit this button over here, it allows me to go to the next slide. If you all still don't have this slider, please let me know. Otherwise, you all won't be able to figure it out alone, because this code which I'm using, it's a different sort of code created by a company known as Flicky. So there are other ways of using it. Just let me know if you all don't have the slider. If you all have it, then it's great. You see, before when we had this slider, did the number go? Whoever has a slider, can anyone tell me, did the number go? Or you all haven't added an image? So you all want to learn how to add an image, right? So yes, so in the previous lecture, we had learned how to add an image to our document over there. Okay, so you see when I scroll down and I just remove these IDs, okay, I just remove these IDs over here, which I have written. And if you all just verify with your code, you all will have the similar code over here. Okay, just Corsal cell, and then there's a division being closed. Now, if you want to add an image in this particular, say, class or division, if I just save this much and I refresh my browser, you see I have just a plain slider over here. You'll see I just have a plain slider being displayed over here, and it has no pictures, it has nothing to see, and it looks very sort of bland. So you can add a picture simply by creating an ID in your document. Okay, if you just go in your Corsal cell class, okay, not the main division, but the class where there is written Corsal cell, and next to it you just add an ID. Okay, next to it you just add an ID equal to, then you can assign a name to the ID. That ID can be anything. So I prefer writing the ID as pick one, means it stands for picture one. So for my slider one, I will have a pick one. So picture one for my slider one, and then I'll add another ID in my second slider. Okay, I'll open an ID over here. I'll write pick two, and so on. So in the third one, I'll write ID pick three. All right, why? Because I cannot assign the same picture to all of my slides. Say if you want to assign the same picture to all of your slides, you can do that as well. There's no harsh and fast rule, but the reason we are giving a different ID to all of these cells, to all of these slides, is because we want to display a different picture. Okay, if you want to display a different picture, make sure you give a different ID to your document. Okay, so I'll just remove this, and since we have given an ID over here in this index.html, if I just save this, and so the ID which we had assigned over here was pick one, am I right? It was pick one. So if I just have to style my ID, I'll use this hash symbol. I'll write the name of the ID, that was pick one, and then I'll open these curly brackets, and then I will go on with my sort of styling. So here what you will style, here you have to add a background. Okay, you just have to add a background, and then the name of your picture. Okay, so make sure that picture is in a folder known as media. If it's not in the media folder, it's no issues. If I just navigate to my folder, just a second, if I just navigate to my main folder, you see I had created a folder known as media over here. Can you see I have created? It's not required to create a media folder like if I just copy these images, okay, Control C, I'll just copy one of these image, okay, this trees, and I paste it over here. All right. So what is happening? We have lots of documents over here. We have the CSS also. We have our JPEG images also. We may have videos also in our sort of document. Then we may have these HTML pages also. Then JavaScript files also. So what happens? Your main folder gets a bit with a lot of content, and you will get confused when you open your folder. Like you will have to search with the extension. Like you'll see that, okay, here the extension is .html. So I want to make a change in this particular file, so I'll open this file. Here the extension is CSS. Okay, I don't want to make a change in CSS. I won't open CSS. And suppose you want to delete a picture, so it gets sort of confusing when it comes to having all your documents in one particular folder. So I hope you all have this media folder over there. If you all don't have it, just create one and let me know when you all are done. Just create a media folder and add some pictures in it. Okay, I have this football.jpg, I have this giff.webp, which is a gif image. I can rename it as something else also. And then I have this trees.jpg also. So make sure you all have some pictures in your media folder. Do you all have a media folder, or you all don't have a media folder? If you all don't, just let me know. Once you all are done creating it, then we shall proceed. Okay, so there is one person who has this media folder. I hope you all have some images in this media folder. So if not, then you all can go ahead and download these images from the internet. Download some random images. Make sure they are there in your media folder only, and not somewhere in the desktop, not somewhere in your application in the C drive or somewhere. So make sure you all have it inside your media folder only. And then comes the main part. Okay, so say you want to add a background. Okay, you want to add a background. So we had learned that we can add a background image also, a background color also. So here we are adding a background image and not just a random color over here. All right, so over here I'll write URL. All right, I'll write URL, then these single inverted commas, and then the name of the image. Okay, say I want to add this .png with the correct extension. Okay, if I just go in my folder, you see I have this trees .jpg in my main directory. Okay, I'll just change the extension jpg. All right, I have it in my main directory over here. Okay, I just save it, I refresh my browser. Just a second. Okay, yes, trees.jpg. I'll refresh it again. Yes, so you see in my slider, I have this picture trees, and it's being repeated again and again. I have expanded my browser. You see the instead of 2 trees, I can see like more than that them. I can see like 4 of them in a row. So I have to remove the repeat. All right, I have to remove the repeat. I'll write say background repeat equals to no repeat. Okay, if I just save this much and I refresh my browser, now you see this trees image is not repeating itself again and again. It's just in one particular space and one particular position. Now you want to occupy this trees space completely in the slide. You just don't want it in one particular place. So what you can do is you can go over here in that pick dot this, and then here what we will do, we will assign it a size. How do you assign a size? You just write background space size. Okay, background hyphen size, and then you write 100% height, 100% width. You save it, you refresh your browser, and you see this particular tree is occupying the entire space, and it's not just sort of neglecting a portion in your slider. You see, if I slide to my next slide, I see there's nothing, literally nothing in my next slide. So how do you add an image? What do? You just go to that carousel cell division, open an ID, okay, and name the ID. Pick one. Why pick one? So that you know that this ID is for my first picture in my slider. If you write pick two, what will happen is you might end up getting confused. If not, then that's great. But if I assign the same ID to all of these classes, okay, all of these divisions, okay, I assign them a pick one ID. I refresh and I go to my next slide. Okay, I just click over here. You see, I have the same picture being displayed in my next slide also. I go next. I see there's pick one only being displayed, this trees picture. And then in my fourth and the fifth one, since I haven't added an image, this ID, so it's not showing an image over here. So therefore, we have created different IDs. Make sure you'll add different IDs, not the same ID, but different IDs to your cells. Okay, pick one, pick two, pick three. And once you do that, go in your style.css and then you create an ID over here. You style that ID, add a background, then the location of the image. Since this image was there in my main folder, you see, I can see this trees.jpg in my main folder. And if I go in my media directory, I have this football, and then there's a GIFF.webp. So for me to access them, it's quite easy. Say I want to assign another picture to my second slide. All right. Have you all understood this much, how to add this picture? If not, I can repeat myself. If you all want to try it out right now, I don't mind that also.
So what's the meaning of the hash in the pick one?
See,
Hash and dot.
okay, so we had learned how to add this classes and IDs. Okay, we had learned how to add classes and IDs, right? So if I want to style a class, what I used to do, I used to add a full stop over here. You remember? If I had to style a class, we used to add a full stop. And if I want to style an ID, we use this hash symbol. Since this pick
Okay.
one is a class, I mean, it's an ID and not a class, I'm using this hash symbol. Suppose if it would be a class, I would use this full stop over here, this dot. For
Uh,
styling purpose, it has no other purpose. This hash symbol symbolizes that you're styling an ID and not a class. So that to avoid confusion, they have assigned different syntax and different methods of styling an ID and styling a class.
class. Okay. Okay. Thank
So you're most welcome. So you can do that easily. Have you all understood how to add this picture? Do you all want to try it out right now? I don't want you all to forget it, because this is the first thing that the person sees when he or she enters in your website. They see your slider over here. Suppose if you don't want the slider, no problem. You can remove the slider also. Have you all understood how to add this? If not, just let me know. I can explain you all again. You all want to try it out right now, or you all want to try it out later? So say if I have to style my second slide, okay, you see I have this same picture being displayed. Okay, I don't want that. Why? Because I had assigned the same ID. Okay, now if I go in my index.html and you see I have assigned different IDs, pick two, pick three, and say if I go in my fourth slider and I assign an ID as pick four, assign another ID as pick five. Okay, ID pick five. I just save it and I go in my style.css in my style sheet, and here I will do the styling. Okay, here I'll do the styling for my picture. So say I want another picture. I don't want this first picture. that is this trees.jpg. Okay, so I'll just paste this and I'll change this id from pic1 to pic2, and then I'll change the name of the file also. Okay, if I don't change the name of the file, it will remain the same. Like if I just go ahead, I refresh my browser, I go over here next, and you see, since I haven't changed the name of my file, I can see the same image, that is trees. And in my third slider, I haven't styled my pic3 yet, so I have to make sure I change the name from trees.jpg to something else. So I have this picture football. Okay, football.p I think so jpg only. I save it, and if I go in my folder, I see in my main directory I have this media folder, and inside this media folder I have this football. So if I just save it this much, okay, I have saved this, and I go in my browser, I refresh my browser, and if I go to my second slide, all right, not to my first slide, I go to my second slide, you see I can't see anything. Why is that?
Because it is in media file.
Absolutely right, it's in the media file, so you have to give the path. You have to just write the name of the folder, media, a forward slash. So now what is the browser doing? It's going to the media folder, then from the media folder it's selecting football.jpg. Then when you hit Control S, you save it, you refresh your browser, and when you go to your next slide, you see this football image is being seen. So I would advise you all to use your images or your media through the media folder only. Since I have this trees.jpg in my media file also, I can see this image over here. Why? Because it's just basically adding more things to your main directory. You don't want so much content to be seen. Okay, you want it just small, so that when you go to make a change, what will happen is you can select your file easily. You don't have to scroll down again and again, find that file, locate it, then open it, and then make the changes. So therefore I suggest you all should have a different sort of folder for everything. For JavaScript, a different folder. For HTML, it should be in the main folder, and then for your CSS, it should be in another folder. So because some people were not able to link their CSS style sheet before, I have kept it in my main directory, and today I'll move it to my CSS folder. So I'll explain you all how to add that location. Okay, so have you all understood this part, how to add an image to your document? If not, just let me know. I will repeat myself. It's no issues with that. If not, then I think I shall proceed. Okay, you see I don't have this. I have moved my CSS file to another folder known as CSS. So there were people who weren't able to link their CSS file. No problem. So wherever you have linked your style sheet, okay, in the start, if you go in the beginning, and you see I've linked this style sheet, style.css. Can you all locate the ones who aren't able to link their style sheet from another folder? Right, just pay attention. If you just go in your head tag and you just locate the name of your file, style.css. Okay, so now what you have to do, you have to just create another name of the folder. Okay, if you go in my main directory, I've created a new folder. Make sure I'll create this new folder, that is this CSS, or you all can name it as style also. So write the name of the folder, that is CSS, and then put a forward slash. That's it. Then it will get linked. Then hit Control S, and if you just view your code, it will be there. So make sure you change the location of your style.css. Okay, like you just drag the file from here. Suppose if I'm moving my member, just drag it and put it in your CSS folder. So if you have a CSS file, make sure it's there in the CSS folder. So if I just go in my browser again, I refresh it, and I see that everything is working perfectly. Okay, but these icons can't be seen. You know, see, these images are not be able to seen. So I will have to provide a new path to my CSS folder. You see, I go in my style.css. I'll have to navigate to these images. Okay. So since my CSS file is in a new folder, okay, it's not in the main directory. What will I do? I'll put a dot and a forward slash. Okay, I'll save the name of the file. I'll refresh it. Okay, it's still not coming. Okay, so if you have to go back in the file in a folder, so you have to add this dot and then you go back to your folder. Yes, so you add two dots, a forward slash, which means that you are going a folder outside of this CSS. So I believe there was someone who had a problem with these slider images. So you just add this path. Okay, just add two dots and a forward slash. Suppose if your CSS file is in a CSS folder, or it's in another folder, style folder. So in the path you just write two dots and a forward slash. And a forward slash. Why? Because it's a complete different folder which you are viewing. Now I go yes. Have you all understood? If not, then just let me know right now. Is the image coming in your slider? If it's not, just tell me if it's not coming. And has the number gone? I hope this number 1, number 2 is not being seen in your slider. It doesn't look good. So I've shared a code in the chat box. Okay, someone's told they will do it later. No problem. So suppose if you have your style sheet in another folder, make sure in the image URL, you add two dots, a forward slash, and then the name of the folder and then the name of the file. All right, if I just remove one dot, okay, I just remove one dot. I hit Control S, refresh my browser. You see my picture has gone. Make sure you add two dots. Okay, Control S and refresh. Now I can see my image over here. So I hope you all have a separate folder for CSS. Otherwise, it gets very complicated for you all to make changes in the future. I prefer it this way. It looks a bit more neat. And now I'll show you how to add a contact form. All right. Yes, I have to make sure when you make this change, when you change your CSS file location, you make these changes in your activities, contacts, and all your documents. Yes, I'll share the code in WhatsApp as well. So see, if I had made this change, I changed the location of my file, so I have to link the file accordingly. So I'll write the name of the folder, that is CSS/, save it. Then I'll go to activities.html, then the name of the folder again, that is CSS/. Then I'll hit Control S, then I'll go in my contacts, then where's my link? Yes, over here. CSS/, and then save it. So now I will see my styling again. Okay. So the ones who have just made a change of linking the style sheet from another folder, I hope you all make this change in other files also. Otherwise, that style sheet won't be linked. Like we have used the same style sheet in activities, about, members, and then contact. Okay, so members. Yes, so in the members, I have to make this change. I have to link this style sheet. So yes, so here I'll go to the name of the folder, that is CSS/. And since I have changed the location of the members.css, I'll write CSS/, because I've added it in the CSS folder. Okay, so now I've refreshed it and I can see this in my grid layout. and in members. And then when you go to contact, you see there's nothing. All right, there's literally nothing in our contact. So I will show you how to add a contact form. And in activities also, we have not added anything as such. So you all can create anything according to your need. Or if you all want to learn how to add something specific, you all just let me know, like a sidebar and images and all that. So we can do that also. Then we have this about page also, where we have literally nothing. So you all can make use of your h1 tags, your paragraph tags, your image tags, your video tags, literally everything which you all want to use, you all can use in these in this document. You see, if I go to contact.html, you see I have only two things in my document. There is one nav bar which I have added, and then there is one footer which I have added. Okay, where I have added a footer over here. So I have just two things over here and nothing more than that. So make sure you add some content so that when the person goes to these particular links, he or she can view it. So I've shown you all something how you can add some text. It's just basic HTML. You just have to add it using the basic things which we learned. I've used the paragraph tag over here. I've given it a larger font size. I've assigned a font family. And then for these images, what I've done is I've just floated it towards the left and towards the right, so that it uses this blank space and it doesn't jump to the next line. Okay, it shouldn't be shown after this image. And I had shown you all before also how to add a link within a paragraph using the a tag. Okay, so if I just click on this link, right now I haven't given it a function. Okay, yes, I had given it a function. So it's redirecting to this Google search. So you all can do all that. And say if you all want to add something specific like a sidebar, all right, and within the sidebar you want to add some more columns, rows, sections, so I can show that also. So we can do that in about page. Okay, so I'll show that how to do it in the about page. So for now we will learn how to add a contact form. All right, we haven't learned a backend language. We cannot contact our viewers. Our viewers cannot contact us. But because of these Google Forms, with the help of these Google Forms, we can create a contact page also. So if I just go to my new tab, all right, everyone pay attention. I've gone to my new tab, just let it load. And I have to navigate to my drive. Okay, how we have this Gmail, we can open our drive also. Okay, you have to go to your Google Drive. Make sure you go to your Google Drive. Once you're in your Google Drive, you will be able to create a contact form. Okay, you see I'm in my drive and I have some data over here. Many people don't use Google Drive, but Google Drive is great. It gives you 15 GB of information where you can store in your Google document. So when you're in your Google Drive, you have to click on new. All right, you just click on new. And then you have to select Google Forms. Okay, if you select Google Docs, it opens like a Microsoft Word page. If you click on Google Sheets, it opens a spreadsheet. If you click on Google Slides, you can use it for PPT. But you have to use Google Forms since we are creating a contact form. So once you're over here in the Google Forms, then you have to do a few more things. Like you can name the form, like how we name a document. Say you are writing a letter to the commissioner. So we write over here, letter to the commissioner. Okay, so say you are writing a letter to the principal. So you write over your letter to the principal in your Word. I'm talking about Word. All right. So right now we are creating a contact form. All right, we are creating a contact form. So here we will assign any name. You can write literally anything. I can write my own name also. But for sort of remembering it, or suppose after a few months you are viewing that form and you don't recall the name of the form. So therefore we will write the name as web contact form. This has nothing to do with the form. It is just naming of your document. How we used to name over here. If I go in my folder, You see, I've named it as index.html, contact.html, activities.html. Similarly, we are just assigning a name to this document. Just this document is on the cloud. It's not on a PCs, or it's not stored in a local file. All right, and then you can give a name to the contact form. Okay, so the name has to be relevant to the form which we are creating. Okay, so here we'll write contact us. Okay, you can write something else also. You can come up with something more creative also. I've written just contact us. Then we will add some questions over here, and for these questions we'll add over here name, and instead of multiple choice, make sure you choose this short answer. Okay, there is this option for multiple choice also, where you can add in choices, and I prefer to keep the name as a short answer only. So you can keep the thing as name, or else you can write it as full name. It's all up to you. All right, and then you can make this a required field. You see this down button over here, make sure you click this and you hit required. So what happens, the person won't skip this part of the form. He or she shouldn't skip it. Like he or she should mention his full name, and without writing the name, the form shouldn't get submitted. Then you can add more fields, like you created another section, you just hit on plus. Okay, if I want a new question which I want to add, just click on plus. I can create n number of questions, and suppose if you want to delete a question, just click on delete. It's very easy. If I want to create a new question, I just click on this plus thing. Say if I just deleted this, okay, I've come here, I click on this plus thing, and a new question is being created. Okay, full name, and then what you can add, contact number, and keep this as short text only. Make sure it's not MCQ, because you cannot enlist every number on your MCQ list also, so that they can just add the number, and you can create this as a required field again. Okay, you can make this as a required field. Then you can create another question also. Purpose of contact. Okay, like the person can give a short description. Okay, I'll make this as a long text answer. They can write anything. Suppose they want to write or report a bug which was seen in your website, or they want to report a security flaw, so that they can write a long text answer over here. And suppose if the person wants is very happy at writing and loves writing a lot and cannot sum up things easily, so therefore we have given an option for long text. It can be like a comment, or it can be a detailed purpose of describing his or her query, doubt, or contact reason. So you can keep this as a paragraph as well as short answers. It's all up to you. And I've kept it as paragraph. I prefer it to be as paragraph. And make sure you click this required field again. Otherwise, what will happen? That person will just skip that question, and he or she won't answer it. So here we have added this full name, contact number, and purpose of contact. Now if you want to add an email, okay, a question for an email, you can just simply go and create a new question, and you can write enter your email. Okay, but since it is in a short text format, it won't validate that email. You know why? Because for adding an email option, it's a bit different. Like the person will put in an incorrect email ID also. Like he'll just put Amir Zakaria @gmail.com is missing, or else something is missing. So the form will still be submitted. So we add emails through a different method. Okay, you just go over here in settings. When you hit on settings, you have to go and click on collect email address. Okay, collect email address. Once you hit on collect email address, and you can just click on this response receipts also. It doesn't matter. It has no function of that. make sure you click on collect email addresses, and then you go down and you can allow the person to edit their form after submitting also. Okay, so that suppose if he wanted to add something more to their question, or suppose they wanted to change their name, so you can allow them to edit it after they submit it. Okay, so then comes the presentation. Okay, you can shuffle it, you can add a progress bar also. So no need of shuffling the questions, it makes no sense, so that the person gets in order. Okay, like full name, contact number, and then the query. If you just shuffle these questions, what will happen? Suppose the paragraph is being displayed before, then the name is coming afterwards, then the contact number is there, then the email. So don't click on shuffle, you can click on a progress bar. So like when the person is scrolling, he or she will see how much he's or she is done with it. Okay, so when you can create a quiz also. If you just make this a quiz, then you'll have to assign answers to the quiz also. All right, solutions to the answers also. So since we are creating a basic contact form and nothing else, we are just not making it a quiz. So you have to just go in general, collect email address, and edit after submit. Just these two things, you can just save it through this settings. Okay, just go to settings and do that much. So you see I have this email address option, full name option, contact number option also, and then the purpose of contact. Now if you feel you don't like this purple color, okay, you say I hate purple, so you can select a theme also. Just click on this palette over here and change the color to blue. I love blue, I'll select blue. You like orange, you can select orange. You like yellow, you can select yellow. And you want this teal color, you can select that. You can select a custom color also. Click on this plus, navigate to that color you like, and just click on add. And so you can select that color also, but I like blue, I'll stick to blue. You like say red, you can stick to red also. And then you can choose another background color also. I want a white color background, I select a white color background. I want sort of a darker blue blue shade, I can select that. And something even more dark, I can do that also. Then you can select the font style also. Okay, there are like 3 of them. So in total there are 4. If you want decorative, you can select decorative. Now you can see this form has this decorative font style. If you like this playful, you can write this playful. And then suppose if you want it formal, you can select formal. So I prefer choosing it formal. Why? Because this is a formal contact form, and it's all up to you, okay, to select the font style. All right, have you all understood till here? If not, if you all want me to repeat a particular part, I can repeat myself. It's no issues with that. So have you all understood how to create a contact form? If not, just let me know. Okay, that's great. Yes, everyone got it. That's great. Now you can preview your form also. If you just click the button next to the palette and before your settings, if you just hit on preview, you can just preview your form from here. You can fill your form yourself also. I go ahead, I type a false email ID, and I go ahead in the name. So you see it's showing an error. It should be a valid email address. I had added it through this settings. Okay, if I go in over here and I click on collect email, then only it will come. Otherwise, if I just add a normal email section, it won't be there. Okay, so over here I'll enter a valid email, Amir dot @.com. Okay, this is not my email ID. I've just added it. I don't want to add the 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this is a valid email address type. Okay, and then I'll enter my full name, Amir Zakaria. So if I just keep it as Amir also, it's correct. Okay, it will still submit. Then the number, in place of number, I can add letters also. You cannot change that. So you 2977581. Okay, I've entered my number. Then the purpose of contact, so I write, okay, so and so thing is there, this and this is thing is there, and all that. Okay, and this is the small progress bar. It makes no use of that. And this is more or less everything which I require in my contact form. So this was just a preview. I can submit it and I can view the summary again. So if I just submit this much, okay, and I can edit it. I can edit my things which I've written. Say I've forgotten a point over here in this, so I have added this point, and now I've submitted. Now I can submit a new response also. I hit on click a new response. Like in future, if the person has to add something, so if you restrict it to one response, what will happen in future? He won't be able to contact you. Of course, he'll have your contact details later on. Suppose if you didn't contact that person, all right, if you didn't reach out to that person and he wishes to enter a new form, so he or she will be able to do that through that option. So if I just go over here and I see in my document, I have this new one response. I hit over here and I can view the summary. I can view individual reports also. Like there's this person with this email address, this name and this contact number. And the purpose of contact was this. So you can view it individually. You can view a summary and you can view it according to question. Like first question, this was the response. All right, so you can select the name, purpose of contact, then this was the response. Contact number, these were the responses. So the more the responses, the more answers it will show. Okay, I'll add another response over here at the gmail.com. Okay, com. Another name over here, another contact number over here, and another purpose of contact over here. Okay, space something something something. Okay, and if I hit submit, I go in my document here, I'll see there are two responses over here. See I have two responses and it's not just one over here. So I can view individually Amir Zakaria with this particular person with this email had these answers. Okay, his email address was this, name was this, contact number, purpose of contact. Now I want to see another individual, so I can click on it, or else I can just swap through this also. I go over here, I go over here. I can view the summary, and I want to view everything together. So I'll know these two emails had contacted me, these two people had contacted me, these two numbers I received, and these two are the summary of why that person wants to contact me. So this was all about creating the Google form only. So you can get the result in a spreadsheet also. If I just click on the spreadsheet thing. So first time if you're creating it, so it will ask that can I create a spreadsheet, or you can select an existing spreadsheet. Just click on this create. Don't mess with this. If you have an existing spreadsheet, you can continue with that also, but just create a new spreadsheet. So once you hit on create, it will create a new spreadsheet, and you see the timestamp at what time that person had filled it. You see the exact hour, the date, the time, according to his standard time. Okay, it's not according to my standard time. And then here are the email addresses, here are the names, contact numbers, purpose of contact is over here. So you can view the summary in the style, I mean in the spreadsheet also, just by clicking this. So once you have created a spreadsheet, you don't have to create a new one again. And the next time you click on it, it automatically opens it. So have you all understood how to create this Google Forms, view the responses, and add a spreadsheet to the responses? If you all have a doubt among these three things, just let me know. You all want to create it right now? You all can do that also. Just let me know, then I'll wait.
Amir, I just want to know
Yes.
if I want to do a survey, there are how many families are there, and each family, how many members are there, their names. That
Mhm.
is also possible in this.
Yes, it's absolutely possible.
Okay.
You can create questions, okay, according to your need. So say if you want to add an option of selecting which gender they belong to, okay, you can add that as a multiple choice question also. So say if you want to add that question after your this name or else after the contact number, just hit on this next thing, this add question, and write, okay, your select your gender, and then make sure it's a multiple choice question. Why? Because you don't want it in this plain text. So since I have added this question, select your gender, Google is very smart. It allows me to add all these options automatically. So I can click on this add all, okay, and then I can add another option also. You see over here, I can add another option and say some other gender. Okay, I've added trans and then stuff like that. So what will happen, you will get sort of a pie chart of the response of these MCQs, okay. So MCQs, and yes, so whenever the person selects his or her gender over here, if I just go to my contact form, submit another response, and you see I have this MCQ question over here. So if they want to select another gender, they can manually write the gender which they belong to. Or suppose if you are adding a question like which religion you belong to, so you can mention the religions in Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, Parsi, anything, and then you can add this option as other. Okay, what other does, it allows you to manually add another custom sort of gender or else a custom answer. So you can create absolutely anything. You can create this as a quiz. So when you create it as a quiz, you will have to add answer key. Okay, if I just go to settings and make it a quiz, okay, I hit on save. So you have to add an answer key over here and assign the points. Okay, say suppose the correct answer to the gender is male. Like if you write a question that um, which gender of the animal is responsible for the reproduction of the child. So and this is just a basic question, so the person will select male or female. Okay, so then you can assign points also. Say you have to keep this answer as 5 marks. Okay, it has to be a big answer, so you can assign points as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. More than that also you can keep it as 0 also. And then there are times when in a multiple choice question there are more than one correct answers. Okay, so the person can click either on male or on female or prefer not to say also, and both will be right, but he cannot click on both. Are you understanding? If he clicks on both, one will be selected. Like if I do this and I click done and I go in this contact form, I refresh it. Okay, reload. Okay, if I select on male, I cannot select on another one. I cannot select on female. I cannot select on prefer not to say. I cannot select on other also. So if you want the person to select multiple things, you have to click on add question, and instead of multiple choice, you have to click on check boxes. All right, once you click on check boxes, that person can select more than one checkbox also. Like this is my one option, this is my second option, this is my third option. Okay, I click an answer key, I make both of these correct, I assign a number as points as 2, I hit done, and once I refresh my browser over here, reload, and you see I can select more than one checkbox. Okay, 2 checkboxes. Multiple choice questions means you can select only one choice, not more than that. And if you want a person to select more than one option, you can just select on these check boxes. which will provide you with the solution of the person clicking on more than one checkbox. So you can create survey forms, you can create sort of quiz, you can create contact forms also. So now if you have to share this form, you have to click on the send. Okay, once you click on the send, you can just copy the link also, and through the URL shortener, you can just click on this shorten URL and just copy this link, and then you can share it on WhatsApp, or you can mail it to that person also. Like if you go over here and add the email address, so say I want to mail it to my brother Yusuf. Okay, right now I don't have his email. I want to mail it to Father John, so I'll add his email ID. I want to mail it to myself, I'll add my own email ID. I want to mail it to Father Jude. Okay, that is principal of this college. I mean this school, that is St. Mary's. So you can send this through mail. Copy this in your clipboard and share it through WhatsApp also. Suppose if you copy it, you can just open WhatsApp web and you can just share the link, or else you can just email yourself the link and then share it by copying it from your phone. So you can create this Google form in your phone also. It's very easy, and you can use it for contact purpose. You can use it for, say, quizzes. You can delete a particular question, you can add a particular question, it doesn't matter. So you can do that anytime. Then you can view the responses also. So over here it's shown the average responses, this, that, so and so. You can view the responses in the spreadsheet also. First time it will ask that do you wish to create a spreadsheet, then you have to click yes, you want to create a spreadsheet. Okay, leave. And this was all about creating the form. You can customize the themes, you can change your font style, color, background, everything. I well understood this much. If not, just let me know. So after creating this form, do I want to create it right now, or shall I proceed? If I want to create a form right now, you all can create it right now. If you all want me to proceed, I can proceed. Okay, so I think I shall proceed. So now I want this form in my contact.html. You see over here, I have this contact.html page, and I don't have this form. I keep on refreshing. I keep on refreshing, and I don't have this contact form. So how do I do that? I just have to click on this send, and you see this, these brackets over here, these less than, greater than brackets over here, and you have to click on this. So it will provide you with a link, iframe src this. So then you can just copy this link. Okay, don't make sure you copy the entire link. Once you just click on it, and it will just copy it automatically, or you can click on this copy thing also. You see this copy button. If I just click on copy, so it will show copy to clipboard. Once you copy your link, go in your contact page, and after your navigation bar ends, okay, after your navigation bar, suppose if you add it within your navigation bar, it will become a problem. So after your navigation bar ends and before your footer starts, just paste that link and save it. Once you're done doing that, and if I go in my contact page and I refresh, you see I have my contact form in my document. Can you see? It's there in my document. Now you'll say I don't want it towards the left, I don't want it towards the right, I want it in the center. Making it in the center, it's absolutely very easy. Can anyone tell me how do I make this in the center? The first syntax which we had used for the center thing, the basic one, Yes, we can use this center tag. Someone answered correctly. So just open the center tag and close it. Okay. Center open and center close. Okay. Control X. Okay. Once you add it over here. Yes, there was one more answer just now. That was absolutely correct. And make sure you open and close these center tags and hit this. Oops, it said yes. And you can just click on this tab button so that it goes inside it. And when you hit on Control S, go in your browser, refresh it. Now you see your contact form is there in the center of the page. Okay, so this was all about adding a contact form. So anyone can sort of contact you through this Google Forms. Okay, you don't need to learn a backend language. You don't need to have a connection to the database. You don't need to add a lot of programming in it. It has simplified the work through these contact forms. If I just scroll down, I see my footer over here, or I go on top, I see my header over here. I make it small. Okay, I make this screen small. You see, this is a sort of being displayed according to the width. Okay, this is responsive, but my form over here is not at all responsive. So you can create the responsiveness easily. If you all want me, I can show it to you all right now. If you all can do it on your own, I don't mind that also. If you all want to learn how to make this responsive, you see it's just jumping outside the space. Okay, so someone wants to learn how to create a responsive. So we had learned this at media files syntax. Okay, since we don't have much things in our contact page, what we'll do, we won't create a new style sheet for our contact.html. Okay, we'll just simply style it within our head tag. Okay, I just go over here, I open and close my style tags, and then I will use the same method for responsiveness which I had used before. So if I just go to my style sheet, numbers close, okay, cancel. Okay, where is my style sheet? Okay, so if I just go in my style sheet, that is my CSS folder. And yes, you remember we had used these at media screens. Okay, max width, you can assign a max width. I'll just copy this entire thing. Okay, I'll just copy it. Okay, I go over here, I paste it. So here we have added as at media screens and a max width, say 600 pixels. Okay, I'll remove these extra things. And now, say if you want to add some style, so what will you do? We have to make this okay, why again? Yes, we have to make this form responsive. Am I right? So we can do that easily. And what we'll do, we'll assign external styling to this form. I mean to this iframe over here. We have this new sort of what do you might call it? Yes, a new tag over here. How we have this h1 tag, we have this paragraph tag, we have this iframe tag over here. Just go over here and remove this height and width from here. Control X. Okay, over here, margin, frame border. Okay. And you first thing you do is style your iframe tag. Okay, I write iframe. Open these brackets. I'll assign this height and this width over here. When I save it, I refresh it. So now it has assigned a height and a width to my document. So I think it's become too small. So what I'll just, okay, yes. Make sure you add this colon over there. Okay, so height and width in pixel format. Okay, px. And make sure you don't add these inverted commas. They were added. Why? Because we had used it through Google. So Google had added it before. So width equals so many pixels, height equals so many pixels. If I just save it. No, so don't change this iframe height and width. Okay, I'll just control Z. Okay. Make sure you add the height and the width within this tag. And when you are making it responsive, okay, so we can just simply add an ID over here. Okay, ID, and give a name to this ID. Okay, form. Just save it, and then at media screens, and then what we have to select is we are styling our form and not something else. So how we used to add a dot for the class, we can add a hash for the ID. If you want, you can keep it as a class also. Okay, I've created a class over here. Okay, class equals to form, and I've saved it. And now I want to sort of make it responsive, so I'll add some styling to this particular class, that is form. Okay, here how we had added, okay, in my style sheet, the name of the ID or the name of the class, and then whatever you're styling. Okay, so say you're styling it's a particular tag within that ID, you can do that also. But right now we are just styling it. Why? Because the ID is within my tag and it's not outside as in a separate division. So here I'll write the name of my class. So the class name is form. Then I'll create these brackets. Okay, I'll just save this much. I can see I have this big form over here. Now I will assign it a width. Width equals to 100%. Why 100%? So that, okay, not 100%. I'll give it 80% width. Oops, yes, 80% width. I'll refresh it. Now if my media screens go smaller than this 80%, so it should occupy 80%. Okay, so it's not. I'll just remove this height and the width from here. Alright, I'll just remove it. I'll save it, and if I refresh it, okay, so it's not getting responsive. I think so the iframes need a different sort of styling for the responsive thing. I'll check it out, and then we'll learn how to create this also responsive, like how we have our footer that is responsive, how we have our navigation bar that is responsive. Similarly, we'll get this form also in a responsive format, don't worry. And this is how you add your contact form in your document. Anyone has a doubt, just let me know. If y'all don't have a doubt, then I shall proceed. So shall I? You all want to practice how to create this form, or you all want to do that later?
Amir, how long will you take the class today?
10 o'clock. If you all wanted more, I can
Okay,
extend it also.
No, I mean, if you want to cover something, then you can continue. Otherwise, you can practice.
I just wanted to tell you all to download a few things. All right. If you all just
Okay.
go in your Google search engine, and if you all just download a few applications for hosting, okay, because we have to create a small server in our machine, right? We have to make a small server which will upload it. So the first thing you'll have to download is Node. Okay, if you just type in your Google search engine, hope you all can see my screen. If you just type Node, hit enter, you have to click on the first link and download it. You see this node.js? You have to click over here and download this application Node. Okay, it's still loading. That is the first thing you'll have to install. The second thing you'll have to install is Heroku. Okay, Heroku is a free platform for developers to upload their applications. Okay, so the second thing you'll have to download is Heroku. Okay, and if you just type Heroku, and you have to just click on this link. Okay, there will be a sign up ad also. It doesn't matter. Just go on this heroku.com and download it. So first thing you have to download is this Node.js. Okay, download the recommended version. Okay, not the latest version. Download the recommended version. You'll have to download Heroku. Okay, if you just go over here and you search where is the downloads. Okay, so here is the downloads. Just write Heroku download and then download it. Yes, so here it will show. And make sure you sign up with an account. If at all you don't sign up, no problem. Just go on this Heroku this, and the download link. Okay, where is the download? I'll share the link so that you all don't have to navigate so much. Yes, and you have to download first thing this Node.js. The next thing you have to download is Heroku. One second, I'll just search for the download thing. And the third thing you'll have to download is Git. Okay, there are two things. There is Git and there's GitHub. Okay, Git. Okay, just type Git download, and then the first link git.scm.com. You have to click over here, and you have to download it for your machine. Say Windows, so you can download it for Windows. Mac, you can download it for Mac as well. All right. So these three things you'll have to download in order for you all to have a running website on a live server. Okay, if you all don't want it on a live server, you all can download these two things. That is, first thing is your XAMPP server, XAMPP download. Okay, you all can download the XAMPP server also, which is also a small server, Apache server. It has SQL also. And then you'll have to download ngrok and download. You all can download all 5 of them, it doesn't matter, but make sure you all download these 3: Node.js, Heroku, and Git. So I'll provide the links for downloading them so that we can host our website, so that I can view your website, you can view my website, and so on. So anyone has a doubt regarding the contact form, just let me know. I'll provide the download links. I'll just copy the link address and I'll just share it on WhatsApp. Okay, so that y'all can just simply download it without any issues. If y'all have a doubt regarding the form, just let me know. Or y'all want to quickly practice it and try it out, and then tell me what your doubt is. Y'all can feel free for that also. Okay, I've shared the Node.js link. Make sure y'all download the Node.js application. Then I'll share the Heroku link. Okay, so you'll just download it. Y'all don't install or something, or if y'all are good at installing it, so y'all can install it as also. It doesn't matter. Okay, so search for the Heroku download link, and then the third thing you'll have to download is your GitHub. I mean your Git. Okay, Git version control. I have shared the link in the WhatsApp group again, and then y'all can download the XAMPP also if you all wish. Okay, the XAMPP is not compulsory. XAMPP is just the local server. Once you shut your machine down, the server is closed. Okay, through the XAMPP, but through Heroku, your server, even your machine is off, your laptop is off, your desktop is off, you will still be able to view your website. Okay, so you can download this XAMPP server also. I'm sharing the link. Okay, I've shared the link for the XAMPP server and for ngrok also. ngrok basically just provides you with sort of a server, and this Heroku, I mean not Heroku, XAMPP is like a backend for your server. So you can download all of them. So I'll share the link for downloading Heroku as well. All right, so I can't find it out right now. You all have a doubt regarding the form, contact form, just let me know. You all want to practice it quickly, you all can practice it and then say which doubt you have. If you all are done practicing, let me know that as well. Have a doubt, you all can just raise that doubt. If not, then I think so we shall end the session. I'll share the Heroku link. Just let me know what shall I do. Okay, if I just go and log in. Yes, so I got this link for downloading Heroku. So if you all have a doubt, you all can stay back, and if not, then the session, I think so it's over. I'll just stop my recording.